Hey, what's up guys? Today I am here with my top 10 tips for people who struggle with false eyelashes. I have had so many people ask me this question on Instagram, on my blog, people DM me and ask me about it. It's a struggle. Everyone's out there struggling with this. And right now I am struggling because it is so fucking hot in this room and outside, but I have to shut the AC off because otherwise it's like in the background. Oh, good Lord. There's a river of sweat going down my back right now. So if I look a little glowy today, it's that QuinnFace natural highlight, you know what I'm saying? So I wrote down notes here, my top 10 tips for making it easier for you to apply and to wear false eyelashes. These are all tips that I've written about before, but I figured that I would go through them quickly in video form for those of you who would like to see a video on it, and I would also do a live demo of how I pop them on, which seems to be the most difficult part for most people. And I think it's just a matter of practice and knowing how to position your eye to get it right. So with that being said, let's jump into the first tip. A fresh pair of lashes right out of the box are the most difficult to work with. So I'm going to show you right from scratch. Just so you know, you do not have to buy a fresh pair or use a fresh pair of lashes every time you wear falsies. If you buy high quality lashes, which doesn't necessarily mean they have to be super expensive, they will last for several wears if you take them off and clean the glue off the band. I usually get about 10 wears out of mine. Tip number 1 is to choose a pair of falsies that are right for you. If you are not used to wearing lashes, generally speaking, something a little bit more mild, something a little bit shorter, something a little bit less dense is going to be more comfortable for you to start with. But if you put on a very large, dramatic pair of lashes right off the bat, odds are they're going to feel rather uncomfortable. So that is not necessarily something that you want to do when you're getting used to them. You could kind of graduate to that as you get along in your false eyelash career, if you will. Take it a step back, try something with a shorter length, less thickness, a clear band, and you may have a much easier time wearing them as well as applying them. Tip number 2 is to trim your lashes. Now, most false lash companies are going to make their lashes the length that they think is the longest feasible length for an eyeball to be. So to cater to the people of all eye sizes and shapes. Now, odds are most people are not going to be on the far end of that spectrum where their eye is the maximum eyeball length and are going to have to trim it down. So most likely you will have to trim it down. When you're trimming your lashes, you want to trim from the outside edge always. So to avoid having a very, very stark line of where the false eyelash ends and your natural lashes and eye and everything else begins, you want to trim the outside edge because you won't miss that, but you're going to miss the inside corner. Tip 3, generally speaking, your lashes when they come out of the package are going to be a little bit stiff. What you want to do is grab the lashes in your fingers, however you want, and kind of wiggle them around a little bit to soften up the band. Another little trick that I like to do for this is I have a very round eye shape, like this way, like my eyes round that way. So in order to make sure that the edges don't pop up on the corner, you want to kind of mold the lash to that shape. I like to grab the lashes and stick them with the glue that's already on the band when they come out of the package to a tube of liquid lipstick. I stick them on like that, and I just leave them on my desk while I'm doing the rest of my makeup. And by the time I go to use them, they've broken in to that shape a little bit more and are way easier to pop onto the eyes. Tip 5. Let the glue dry way longer than you think. Everybody always says, let the glue dry for 30 seconds, let the glue dry for a minute, whatever. I don't go by time, I go by the way it looks. So when the glue is actually starting to look clear and completely dry, that's when I start popping them on my eyes. I promise you, it will make your life so much easier if you wait until the glue is almost completely dry. It's far tackier, it doesn't have any slip to it anymore once the glue has dried down. So you can just go pop and it'll actually stay where you put it. Instead of, you know, when you put it down and then you think you got it in the right spot, but it's kind of sliding all around and the glue's all mushy and it's like a lubed up disaster. Nope, you just wait for it to dry a little bit more, sticks right on there, stays like a dream. Tip 6, don't try to do this with your fingers. Some people are really awesome at doing it with their fingers, but those people are probably already really good at putting on false lashes. If you have a very hard time with false lashes, which is probably why you're watching this video, apply them with tweezers. Now you have to be very careful that you don't poke yourself in the eye. They also make special tweezers especially for this purpose, but I find them to be a little too large and cumbersome. Personally, I prefer a typical slant style tweezer. Very simple. These are the Tweezerman ones, the mini ones. I got them at Target. Nothing special. I use those, I grab it in the center and I place it right onto the eye and they get the job done nicely. Tip 7. Apply your lashes while looking straight ahead in the mirror. Don't close your eyes, don't tip your head, don't look to the side. Just look into the mirror at yourself and plop them on. I'm actually going to zoom in and demo this for you right now so you can see what I'm talking about. I've grabbed them in the center with the tweezers. Then I'm just going to look straight ahead into the mirror and plop them right down in the middle. Once you've plopped them down, since you waited for your glue to dry, it's going to stick right away, and you can just grab the ends, secure them down where they need to be, and boom, your lashes are on. Like, it's really that simple. They're perfect. I don't need to adjust them. They're good to go. That's it. Tip number 8. You find that it's really difficult for you to blend the lash band into your lash line. Like, you put it on and you can see distinctively where the lashes end and your skin begins. Just put a very, very thin line of liquid liner really close to your eyelashes. It can be so thin that it's nearly invisible, but you just want to extend that line so it's not a line of lashes, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, if you were going to wear eyeliner already, obviously this wouldn't be an issue, but if you're going for a more natural look, just maybe a little shadow on the lid and you want your lashes on, if you need to hide that band, just put the thinnest little touch and it'll help blend it into your lash line. Tip number 9. Use a very black mascara on your natural lashes before you apply your false lashes. Only false lashes are extremely black, so if you're using a mascara that's not very black, it'll be easier to see your natural lashes sitting underneath the falsies, which in person is actually not that bad. You usually can't tell unless it's a very stark contrast, but if you take pictures of your makeup or if you're going to be taking photographs for an event, under flash or under like studio lighting like I'm sitting in right now, you could definitely see that. So keep that in mind. It will blend better the darker your mascara is. And finally, tip number 10, if you have straight eyelashes, you do need to curl them before you apply your falsies. However, it is very important not to over curl them. If you leave them straight, what's going to happen is they're going to stick out straight and down and then look very separate from the false lash above it. Not a cute look. Really doubt that anybody wants that look. So you want to curl them. However, if you over curl them, you're not going to be able to get your false lashes on because it's going to be like a loop of eyelashes and then your other lashes are going to be sitting on top. So like say the loop is like this and then you put another, it's going to be like that. And it's never going to sit flat. What you want is for it to be around the same amount of curve. It looks like I'm making shadow puppets, but you see what I mean. So if you curl them just slightly, just a natural amount of curl, maybe one pump in the base, maybe one pump in the middle, and then leave it, that will help your lashes blend with your falsies, but it won't, you know, jam all up in them. So that's it. Those are my 10 tips for wearing false lashes or applying false lashes if you're a beginner or you just find yourself really terrible at putting them on. I understand. I've been there. I've been through it more than once. And we could all use these tips. Most of these tips, if not all of them, have been things I've spoken about on my blog before in great detail. So if you want to read more about them, if you don't think you quite got the picture, I'm going to link all of the blog posts I have with my top false eyelash tips in it below, so you can go read those and get a better handle on it. Some people have an easier time learning if they can read something as well, so I think that'll be handy, and I'll leave that for you downstairs. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Those are all at Ms. QuinnFace. Instagram is my favorite platform. I put pictures of my makeup on there every single day. Twitter is a great way to keep in touch with me, and Snapchat is just me being a silly bitch. So follow me there. I'll see you over on those platforms in between, and if not, I will see you next week on this channel for another makeup tutorial. Thanks for watching. All right, bye.